It's an honor to be back in front of y'all. Clemson's been home for 4 years, just on the other side. It's an honor to be able to put on the Clemson Paw again, and I didn't really think this would be a reality, but I'm embracing it and enjoying it and taking it day by day.
So I guess can you take us through? Dabo was saying that maybe somebody associated with you called him. I guess who was that? And were you all surprised that Dabo actually called you himself then to talk?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I'm pretty sure one of my friends' dads called him and just reached out to him about the idea of it, and which I don't really know how it really came up, but it was one of those things when I was told about it and he called me that night, and I really thought about it. I went to that Portsmouth Invitational, and I had some good meetings with some NBA teams and some good little trajectories and where you could go and where you could be in 4 or 5 years, and I think overall I just kind of prayed on it and just helped just went with my gut and decided on joining the football team.
I know Dabo presented it as like you can go play in like Afghanistan or somewhere, or you can come be here in nationals. Where was that like verbatim what he told you on the phone, or was it?
Oh yeah, that was word for word what he told me, and I don't think I'd be playing in Afghanistan if I was still playing basketball, but his point got across. I'll say that.
Back in Dabo's recruiting camp, there were times where you're sort of a camper on your own, taking as many notes as possible. Just what have these last few months been like as you've ramped up to these first few practices?
Yeah, it was great just to be out there. Honestly, a lot of those high schoolers knew more about football than I did. I quit before a lot of those those kids are still playing, and just being out there with Coach Rich and Dabo, just kind of teaching me kind of the basics and how different footworks and different drills that they do, and just one of those things that kind of helped me get ahead, I guess, with where I already was, and I was basically almost ground zero. So I think it was a good little boost going into the fall and just going into the summer.
Dabo said, the thing you're gonna have to experience, the learning curve, is having Peter Woods coming through your chin strap. Has that actually happened yet? Have you had a moment like that?
It has not, but we did put on the pads today, and I will say it is physical. It's a little different than basketball. Everyone's about, I'd say I was a pretty physical player in basketball, so comparing it that way, every player plays like how I did in basketball. So it's just something that I got to get used to, and, just being able to use my body because I'm still a big dude out there, and just, learning it.
Christian, who is a pretty good basketball player his own self, just said he still feels like he's the best basketball player in the room. Your head coach is a notorious chucker. Has anybody tried you yet, or have they tried to talk some smack to you?
Honestly, if you ask the whole football team, they're better than me at basketball. I can tell you that right now. Christian, I've seen, he's shown me some tape of him dunking and all that. Olsen thinks he can go out there beat me one-on-one. Heard Sapp's pretty good as well. A lot of those guys just, I would say messing around, but they firmly believe that they'd beat me one-on-one. I just, not wasting my time, so.
Coach Brownell a couple weeks ago talked about just this move for you, and said people don't really understand how much you're sacrificing, giving up to be back here at Clemson. Just relay that love that you have for this place. Just can you maybe relay on that, just what this place really truly means to you to make this kind of move?
Absolutely. That call from Dabo was kind of eye-opening. The opportunity to come back and just be able to impact this area even more was, it was just huge in the decision-making. Just being able to be here, and it really is family. Clemson's family, and the opportunity was just way bigger than myself, and just being able to be back at the community and inspire other people, and not many people I guess have done what I've been doing, and I think it's just amazing being able to do this at Clemson, a place that I've already given my all to, and being able to give more to this place is just something that was really enticing.
You said not a lot of people have known what you're doing. It makes you one of the more difficult players to project going into this season. What archetype of player have you found yourself watching the film room and trying to model your game after?
Yeah, honestly, when I was making the decision, I was talking with Mo Alie-Cox a little bit, and he was one of the first persons I reached out because we kind of had a similar story. He went to VCU. He played basketball there. He decided he was going to have a longer career in football and be able to make, I guess, more money long term. And it's kind of one of those things. I saw myself in the same shoes as him, and honestly, I still haven't found my archetype. I'm just trying to learn, just basic plays and just basic blocking, basic footwork, and just taking it day by day, embracing the journey. And it's not going to be easy, but I'm having a fun time doing it. So,
What has been the biggest adjustment for you so far?
The biggest adjustment, I'll say the easiest adjustment has been this team. This group of guys here is really special. These guys have really accepted me. I know it's not easy, the guy across the street. Not saying there's like feuds among the team, but everybody wants the attention, and basketball's been pretty good the past couple of years. Football's always good. So I think we had a little more attention, and I don't know if there was bad blood, but whatever. But these guys have made it easy. I mean, I came in here just being able to talk to every single person. Like, I've had nothing bad to say about anybody. I've been able to talk to everybody, be close with them, being able to eat with them. The hardest adjustment's probably just, kind of getting out there and just learning from almost ground zero again. It's kind of like coming in as a freshman playing basketball. I think the only difference is that being 22 years old now, I know what to expect and, how hard it is, and that there's going to be days that you don't have, your best stuff. And I think that's the best part about it, is that just this journey is going to be a lot of adversity, and just willing to take on all of it.
In a couple of days, you're going to put all the pads on and do some popping. You ready for that? Have you got your body ready for what that's going to be like? Because you haven't been hit like that in a long, long time.
Yeah, there's some big dudes out here. It's fun, I got out there today. We hit a little more than we've been hitting, and I got squared up a couple times, and just kind of part of the game, just kind of having to learn, I won't say the hard way, just kind of how football is, and just learning all that all over again.
Do you feel like you're like the new guy, the rookie out there?
I wouldn't say that. I think it's easy to fit in with these guys, so it's kind of like not being a freshman, kind of just, they kind of respect what I've already done here, and I definitely feel like the new guy when it comes to being on the field, but just these guys made it easy to just fit in.
Just talked to Josh and Christian out there, and they were just talking about the depth that there is in the tight end room and the confidence that they have. Your perspective on that so far?
Yeah, I mean, Olsen, Josh, and Christian, those three are great leaders, and just, they work their tail off every single day, and they're good models for me. Even, just coming in, they kind of show me the ropes, and they all do different things that special, and it's kind of what's good about the tight end room, is that different guys have different strong suits and can help the team in different ways.
The new guy / not really new guy, what do you add to this offense, to this tight end room? What is that for you?
I think I add experience in a way, kind of leadership, just kind of a easygoing guy as well. I know how hard it could be, as a young guy coming in, all the pressure you have on yourself, and just being able to tell these guys to have fun with it and enjoy it. I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, I don't know what I'm really doing, but I know how hard the journey could be, and you never know how it's going to go, and sometimes it doesn't go your way, but just staying positive.
The tattoo on your left arm, obviously you're a big faith-based guy. How important was your faith carrying you through this journey and this transition?
It's been huge. I mean, honestly, without God, I don't know, where I'd honestly be right now. I lean towards him for this decision, and I know he steered me to the right decision, and it's going to be a hard journey, but I know I made the right decision.
Just going back to high school, when was it again that you quit football?
Going into sophomore year.
Okay, so you played tight end a little freshman year?
I played tight end like 8th grade year, and then I had the strongest arm, so they threw me at quarterback going to high school.
And so, how much more prepared do you think, actually, having played college basketball and developed as an athlete that way, that makes you more prepared to play tight end, now than back then?
Yeah, I mean, athletically, I feel like I'm, as athletic as the guy next to me is the guy across from me. Sometimes maybe not strength-wise, lifting we don't do as much in basketball, but like athletically, like jumping up side to side and moving, I feel as good as the guy next to me.
I know
know, in basketball, I know you battle some, I guess, maintenance level your lower body. I guess how has that kind of translated to football? Again, how have you been managing it bad?
Yeah, I mean, football's got an amazing facility, the 100 Yards of Wellness. They've been taking care of me, and honestly, I feel the best I've felt in a while.
Just going back to Dabo, like he said that he plants seeds every now and again. So like after basketball games, would he say stuff to you? Or like
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to sophomore year. Just going in the hallway, just, you know, him sneaking in a comment, I wonder what you look like in shoulder and pads, and then just walking off. And, you know, it happened, you know, 3-4 more times in my whole career. So,
Did he say anything this past year, like your senior year, about it?
he definitely did, because we took a picture together. I don't remember what he said, but he probably said something along the lines of, I need to see you in some shoulder and pads.
Kind of knowing Kyle Richardson, what was that first sit-down meeting with him like? You go into the room, you sit down, he looks at you, and what does he say?
He's actually a really big basketball fan. So I think to him, it was kind of when I came up here with my parents, kind of, you know, getting a real good feel out, really think about it. Sat down with Coach Rich, and, you know, I think it was more of like a shock almost that the basketball guy he's going to have a chance to, I guess, coach me. And he's just such a great dude, just funny guy, hard worker, and he's really accepted me and just kind of taking it slow with me, and he's been doing a great job.
Do you expect to see chef's hats in the football stands?
At the ladies' clinic, a lot of ladies said that they were going to be bringing their chef hats, so we will see.
So you got him listed at 6'7". Like, why'd you ask to get listed?
Well, it's a good question. When I went to Portsmouth, I got listed at 6'7.5" with shoes on. So I've never technically been listed at 6'8" ever. Like, I've never, like, biggest shoes I've ever worn, just never been 6'8". So I was like, you know, going to football, it doesn't matter as much. Like basketball, you want every inch you can get. Like 6'7", like tight end, you're still a tall tight end. So I was just telling Ross like my height, and I was like, you know, we'll bust out the truth and go 6'7". I mean, a lot of people think it's the 6'7" trend going on right now, but you know, it's not. But we'll go with that.
Do you miss playing basketball?
Oh, absolutely.
I guess how do you kind of handle that, knowing that that was a sport that you kind of committed to going to college and you just decided to, I guess, put it to the side for a little?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. It was one of those decisions that, you know, I really enjoyed basketball. It was, you know, my first love as a sport. That's why I gravitated towards it in high school. It's hard, but I know it's not over, if that makes sense. Like, I keep telling myself, hopefully I can, you know, figure out some of this football stuff, maybe, you know, long-term have a decent career in the NFL, wherever. And, you know, maybe my body's got 2-4 more years left and, you know, try to pick up basketball again and go overseas. I mean, just it's always on the back burner, I'll say that.
Has any of the, I guess, your Clemson basketball teammates kind of reached out to you during this process? And I guess what have they kind of been telling you why you've been going through it?
Well, Victor just told me to pick up his Amazon package at Dockside. So I don't know why he sent me that, but that's like the first message I've got from him in a while. But PJ was like, Clemson football, let's go. Hunter's kind of the same thing. Just, you know, kind of pumped for me in the decision I made.
So is Olsen right? Is he taking you out on one-on-one?
No shot. Those guys they're delusional. They really are. They really are.
That's just in terms of like realistic expectations. Like Dabo's talked about, we don't need Ian Schieffelin to win. Like we have other people in the room. Like is the hope just to get on the field every now and again? Is it to play significant snaps? Like in your head, kind of like what are things?
Honestly, just whatever I can do to help the team win, honestly. I mean, whether it's special teams, if I can figure out some way to just help the team there, if it's even giving out water to, you know, all the guys, I mean, I'll do it. It's whatever's best for Clemson is why I'm here, so.
Have you thought about running down the hill and what that's going to be like?
Yeah, a little nervous, honestly. I'll say that. A little nervous. It's pretty steep. I've been on the side of the hill, so never ran down it, but it's pretty steep. A little nervous about that.
And also, just to clarify, did you have like any overseas offers like on the table that you could have taken, or was it not quite down?
It wasn't quite there yet. I know I had overseas opportunities. I know I had NBA opportunities as well. It was just one of those things that I just felt like the decision was right at the time, and still do, and I'm glad I made it.
I know you're training with football and everything right now, but do you still try to go out and shoot as much as you can when you're out? When you get
I
back?
actually shot yesterday for the first time in, what is it, August? Since like May, so it's been like 2 months. 5 air balls in a row. I feel like I've never played basketball before in my life. So I just started dunking it. So I know I could still do that, so that made me feel good about myself.
I know basketball, they're doing their strongman competition, I guess. Have you been, I guess, keeping in touch with the newest team, I guess? What are the conversations like?
Yeah, I've been over there a couple times. I went out there when the managers were, they do their own little run when they're done, and we were working out. We were finished a workout in the morning, and I saw them doing it, and I went out there, and I was like, because I won it the year before. I walked out. They got a new strength coach, too, so I was like, gosh, if I was doing this one, my times would be amazing. It's gotten a little bit easier. Don't tell Brownell I said that, though, but it got a little bit easier.
You brought up Brownell. Obviously, you can tell without even being in the practices, Brownell and Dabo have very different coaching styles. How has that difference been for you, just in terms of learning from different coaches?
Yeah, I mean, starting off, Dabo can talk way more than Coach Brownell can. Brownell's pretty short, sweet at the point, and Dabo's just an amazing talker. I've never seen one like it. It's good. It's just taking different coaching is going to be how it is at the next level. Everybody's different. They both have their own styles. It doesn't mean one's right, one's wrong, but you got to be able to take both and just apply it.
Has Brad been out there yet to watch it?
I don't think so. I saw our nutritionist over there the other day. She was at the big weigh-in, so she was over there checking to see where my goals were at, I guess. But he has not stepped by. I think he said he was going to come by soon, though.
How would you say you feel after a football practice as opposed to a basketball practice? Like basketball, you're going up and down all the time. Are you more tired or feel different?
I will say it's a lot different. I feel like basketball is like a long-term tired. I think football is kind of, you go really hard for like a play or two, and then you're really tired, and then you get like a play or two rest, and it's just, I guess, a different kind of conditioning and tired.
I guess in terms of catching the ball, would you say it's easier to rebound and get a basketball, or is it hard? Or is it easier to catch a ball versus like a smaller DB like him?
I always have a love for rebounding, so I'm going to say rebounding for now. But I do enjoy kind of going against some 6-footers and instead of some 7-footers going up to get a ball.
We talked earlier about getting hit and stuff in football and how that might be a little different. Kind of on the flip side of that, bringing up jump balls. Have you had any moments in practice where you kind of feel like people kind of looking at you like, wow, you really got up there?
Yeah, I had one the other day. I had one up the seam, just went up and caught it and kind of felt natural. So it's good. It's a good sign.
Anybody else for Ian?
Oh, I don't remember my question. If you could pick any Clemson football player to put over to the basketball team, who would that player be and why?
Chase Bryce, Grayson High School alum. Good shooter.
Not Phil Mott?
I actually played with Phil in 8th grade. Phil chose the right sport, I'll say that.
Anybody else for Ian? All right, Ian.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.